Welcome to the last video lecture series on Module 3 Probability Distributions of Complex Analysis, Probability and Statistical Methods, subject code 18 MAT 41. We have taken exponential distribution, a type of continuous probability distribution. So, the one more continuous probability distribution, normal distribution, we'll discuss in this video. Normal distribution. A continuous random variable x from minus infinity to infinity is said to have normal distribution with parameter mu and sigma square if its probability density function is defined as f of x equal to 1 by sigma times root 2 pi e power minus half times x minus mu by sigma the whole square, where x can take any value in the number line that x ranges from minus infinity to infinity. So the PDF involves two parameter mu and sigma, where mu is nothing but the mean of the normal distribution which ranges from minus infinity to infinity, and sigma is positive. So the range of mu and sigma is given, and the graph of this PDF is bell-shaped curve. So the curve is here, the bell-shaped curve. So we will take the more characteristics of this PDF in the next slides. Usage of normal distribution. So this distribution is most often used continuous probability distribution, and this is also known as Gaussian distribution. As you know, the graph of this PDF is a bell-shaped curve which is known as normal curve, and this curve is approximately describes many phenomena occur in nature, industry and research. Physical measurements in areas such as meteorological experiments, rainfall studies, measurement of manufacturing parts. So we widely use normal distribution in all such areas. Mean, variance and standard deviation of the normal distribution. While defining the PDF for normal distribution, we have taken that PDF depends on two parameters mu and sigma, where mu is the mean and sigma is the standard deviation. So thereby I can say the mean or E of x expectation is mu, variance V is sigma square, standard deviation is sigma. Now the probability density function of normal variable depends upon two parameters mu and sigma, its mean and standard deviation. So and also we know that the graph is nothing but bell-shaped curve which is known as normal curve, and it depends on two parameters mu and sigma. We take characteristic of this normal curve. The first one is the distribution is symmetric, or we can say its skewness measure is 0. So if I plot the graph of the normal curve, I can say it is perfectly balanced, correct? So it is symmetric, or I can say the skewness is 0. So if at all its skewness is positive, that means the distribution, the data are skewed positively, or I can say the right tail of the graph is longer than the left. Similarly, the same meaning it gives if at all it is negatively skewed, but the skewness here 0, that means the data are perfectly symmetric. So the second characteristic is the entire family of normal probability distribution is defined by its mean mu and its standard deviation sigma. Next, the highest point on the normal curve is at the mean, which is also the mode and median. So that means mean, median and mode for the normal curve is same. Next, we know that the mean can take any value in the number line. That means the mean can be any numerical value, negative, 0 or positive. So if I have mean minus 10, 0 or a positive number say 25, the graph of the PDF or the normal curve looks like this. About the sigma, the standard deviation determines the width of the curve. That means the larger values results in wider or flatter curves. For example, if I have two standard deviations with the 15 and 25, so the curve with the sigma 25 is flattened compared to the curve with the sigma 15. We know that the probabilities defined for any values taken by a continuous random variable is nothing but area under the curve. Similarly, the probabilities for the normal random variable also area under the curve, which is nothing but a normal curve, and the total area under the curve is 1. But since this normal curve is symmetrical about the mean, the area is divided into halves. That means the area left to the mean is half, as that of area to the right is also half. That means the probability from 0 to infinity is 0.5. Similarly, the probability of x taking from minus infinity to 0 is also 0.5. So the next characteristic is basis for the empirical value. So that means the values of normal random variable, how it is distributed. 68.26% of the values of a normal random variable are within the range of plus or minus 1 times standard deviation of its mean. So that means the values normal random variable are distributed within the range of mu plus or minus 1 times sigma, that is 68.26% of the normal random variable distributed in this range. Now 95.44% of values of a normal random variable are within plus or minus 2 times standard deviation of its mean, and 99.72% of normal random variable are within plus or minus 3 times standard deviation of its mean, which I can observe from this graph, that is 68.26% of normal random variable are distributed within the range of mu minus 1 times sigma to mu plus 1 times sigma, and 95.44% are distributed among mu minus 2 sigma to mu plus 2 sigma, and 99.72% of the normal random variable covers in the range from mu minus 3 times sigma to mu plus 3 times sigma. Yes, and this empirical rule helps us in the sampling theory. So we need these range when we take the testing of hypothesis. Now let me introduce standard normal distribution. After taking normal distribution, why we require standard normal distribution? If at all we require probability for a given interval of values, for continuous probability distribution, the probability is nothing but integrating the PDF for that particular distribution from x1 to x2. But for normal distribution, the PDF depends on two parameters, mu and sigma. So definitely the normal distribution has a computational complexity to calculate these probabilities for any two values and mu and sigma. So what we do here is we just substitute this x minus mu by sigma as a new variable z. So the earlier x, which are a normal random variable we had with mean mu and standard deviation sigma. Now we have taken the random variable z is equal to x minus mu by sigma, which we call it as a normal random variable with the mu 0 and sigma 1. So that means z is nothing but z minus 0 by 1. So the mean is 0 and standard deviation sigma is 1 for the new normal random variable. We call this z as a standard normal variable, or we can write it as SNV. And the normal distribution here onwards called standard normal distribution. And the PDF for the standard normal distribution f of z, we can get that by substituting z, x minus mu by sigma as z, and the standard deviation sigma is 1. So we'll get the probability density function for standard normal distribution f of z is equal to 1 by root 2 pi times e power minus z square by 2. Therefore, if f of x assumes a value, then the corresponding value of f of z is given by, so that means if I want to find the probability for x1 to x2, where x is a normal variable with the mu and sigma. So that means we need to integrate the normal PDF, that is 1 by sigma times root 2 pi e power minus 1 by 2 sigma square x minus mu the whole square between x1 to x2. So this is difficult for a tabulation purpose, because we know that this gives the area under the normal curve, which is a bell shaped curve but symmetrical above mu, but mu can be any value, so there is no significant reference line. So if at all I change it to z, standard normal variable, that is z is equal to x minus mu by sigma, then the new value will take corresponding to x, and x has x1 and x equal to x2. Let me take z as z1 and z equal to z2. Then the probability will become z1 to z2, which is nothing but we need to integrate the standard normal PDF, that is 1 by sigma times root 2 pi e power minus 1 by 2 z square between z1 to z2. Now the shape of this curve is also a bell shaped curve, but it is symmetrical about mu. The mu is here nothing but 0 origin. So there is a reference line, so that is y axis is the reference line, so that we can easily tabulate all these areas. One can easily calculate with the help of table. So that is called standard normal table. So that means if I want to find probability of 0 less than or equal to z less than or equal to z naught, so which is nothing but we need to integrate the PDF, that is nothing but normal PDF e power minus z square by 2 times 1 over root 2 pi between the point 0 to z naught. So this clearly indicates that is area under the standard normal PDF f of z between 0 to z naught. So we denote this as the reference point is 0. If at all it is 0 to any point, we take it as A at z naught. So A of z naught means what? It is area under the standard normal PDF from 0 to z naught, or in terms of probability, that is the probability from 0 to z naught. Now this can be calculated easily if suppose there is a tabulated values. So we have a tabulated values which gives the area for different positive values with a step size of 0.01. For example, if I want to find probability from 0 to 0.25, so in terms of A, it is, since it is 0 to any point, so we can write it as A of 0.25. So that means it is nothing but integrating the normal PDF between 0 to 0.25. So that means it is area under the curve from 0 to 0.25. So the shaded area, this is nothing but covers from point 0 to 0.25. So now the standard normal table is readily available for the calculation of this purpose. So we need to just go for, see, 0.2. So it is here 0.2, and vertically 0.5, so that gives 0.25. The number is here 0.0987. So that means without doing the integration, we got the area under the curve between 0 to 0.25 as 0.0987. So which I can write as a probability from 0 to 0.25. So this is a standard normal table which gives the probabilities for different values of z varying from 0 to any point z naught, which is nothing but area under the standard normal PDF f of z between 0 to z naught. So which I can denote it as A of z naught. So that means area under the standard normal PDF from 0 to z naught, which is nothing but integral of f of z between 0 to z naught. So this table provides us areas under the curve for different positive values of z between 0 to 3.99 with a step size of 0.01. So this gives the area under the curve. So if at all it is exceeds 3.99, that means there onwards it is 0.5. The total area is 0.5. So after knowing by using standard normal table how one can find the area under the standard normal curve for a given set of values of z. or in turn that is same as finding the probability for a given set of Z. Now we go for how one can find this by using a scientific calculator. Usually we use FX991ES plus. So there under statistics mode distribution we have three operator PQR. So that here shown clearly in this graph, where P gives a area under the standard normal curve from minus infinity to any point. So that means probability of Z less than Z1 or Z less than Z0, any point less than Z0 starting from minus infinity to any particular point. So we can operate by using P, that is P of Z0. So similarly Q is nothing but, that is the reference point is 0 to Z1 right or left side or Z0 to Z. If I want to find the probability from 0 to Z1 or Z0 to 0, then we can use the letter Q. And R is nothing but Z1 towards infinity, that means Z greater than Z1. So this is Z less than Z0. So this R means Z greater than Z1, that means Z1 to infinity. So you can use calci for that purpose. So that means in terms of probability, if I want to write, so the P indicates the probability from minus infinity to Z0. So Q is nothing but probability from Z0 to 0 or 0 to Z1, and R is nothing but probability from Z1 onwards to infinity. Now let me explain here how to use a calculator to get the area under the standard normal curve. First we go for mode. You will get these 8 operations, out of which I want to go for statistic mode. By hitting or pressing 3 you will get stack mode, as in when you press number 3 it will display these 8 operations. Right now we are not interested in these operations, so now you go for clear. So but still it will be in stat mode, it will be display stat mode. Now you go for, there are some more operations under statistics, you can get it by hitting shift 1. So this shift 1, this 1 is the secondary operation of this key is nothing but statistic. So by hitting or pressing shift 1 you will get some more operations, these 6 operations. So now we want distribution, so we have to go for press 5. So once you go for 5 you will get 4 operations PQRT, where T is nothing but student T distribution. Right now we want PQR. So the P is nothing but P of any number that gives area under the standard normal curve from minus infinity to Z. Now Q is nothing but, as just now we have discussed, Q is nothing but Q of any number means it is probability under the, that means probability from 0 to Z, or that is area under the standard normal curve from 0 to Z. R is nothing but Z onwards. So R of Z means Z to infinity. So as in when you press 5 you will get the distribution operations P, Q, R, T. Just now we have explained the meaning of this. So with this either you can go for standard normal table or we can go for using calculator. Now before taking some standard type of problems, let me take simple problems so that we can understand the concept clearly. The first one, find the area under the standard normal curve between z equal to 0 to z equal to 1.55. So let me first identify the area under the standard normal curve, that is from 0 to 1.55. If you want to use standard normal table, so that gives a of 1.55. So that means vertically you have to go to 1.5 and horizontally it is 0.05, so that gives a of 1.55. Or if I want to use calculator, so that is nothing but letter Q, so that is Q of 1.55 means it is probability from 0 to 1.55, which is 0.4394. Now the second one we have here, find the area under the standard normal curve between z equal to minus 0.86 to z equal to 0. So that means area varying from minus 0.86 to 0. This is the region whose area we want to find. So now if at all I want to use standard normal table that provides only for positive values, so we can use the property because it is symmetric. The area from 0 to 0.86 is same as area from minus 0.86 to 0. So that means A of minus 0.86 is same as A of 0.86. So I can go for 0.86 value in the table, or else now if I want to find using calci, again the operator is Q, because probability from minus 0.86 to 0 is Q of minus 0.86, which gives 0.3051. So let me take one more problem. Is find the area under the standard normal curve between z equal to 0.57 to z equal to 2.49. So that means we need this area. The required area is from 0.57 to 2.49. If at all you are using standard normal table, the area from 0 to 2.49, that is A of 2.49, minus area from 0 to 0.57, A of 0.57, gives the area between 0.57 to 2.49. So by using calci also, Q of 2.49 minus Q of 0.57. So that means Q of 2.49 means area from 0 to 2.49. Subtract that area. From that area you subtract area from 0 to 0.57, which gives the required area between 0.57 to 2.49. So therefore probability of 0.57 less than z less than 2.49 is nothing but Q of 2.49 minus Q of 0.57, which comes to be 0.2779. Next, if I want probability of z greater than or equal to 0.85. So draw the graph. So area we want is area under the curve 0.585 to infinity. This is what the required area, greater than or equal to. So if I want from a point to infinity, by using calci it is r. So r of 0.85. But if I want to take the help of standard normal table, how we can find? So we know that right side full area is 0.5. So from that 0.5 we need to subtract this area, so which gives the area of the shaded region. So that means 0.5 minus A of 0.85. A of 0.85 means area from 0 to 0.85. But if I use calci, directly I can get just by pressing R of 0.85, which gives 0.1977. Next, area of the standard normal curve to the right of z equal to minus 1.96. So identify some point that is z equal to minus 1.96. So that is right. So that means all these area I want. So which I can find again by using r. So r of minus 1.96, because it is from minus 1.96 towards infinity. But if I want to use a standard normal table, so that area, this area right side area is 0.5 plus some area, extra area is there, that is from minus 1.96 to 0. So by symmetry, that is 0 to 1.96. So that means A of 1.96. So this area I can get from using standard normal table, 0.5 plus A of 1.96. Next, area of the standard normal curve to the left of z equal to minus 2. So z left of z equal to minus 2. That means minus infinity to minus 2. So by using your calculator, the operator is P. So P denotes probability from minus infinity to any particular point. So if I want standard normal table, then we can find the shaded region area by subtracting this area, that is 0 to minus 2 to 0, that is A of minus 2 means A of 2. We have to subtract A of 2 from total left side area, which we know as 0.5. So 0.5 minus A of 2 gives this area of the region, or by using calcite is just P of minus 2. So probability of z less than or equal to minus 2 means P of minus 2, which is 0.0228. So with this we can move on to the standard type of problems one by one. First problem, in a test on 2000 electric bulbs, it was found that the life of a particular make was normally distributed with an average life of 2040 hours and standard deviation of 60 hours. Estimate the number of bulbs likely to burn for A more than 2150 hours, B less than 1940 hours, and C more than 1920 hours and but less than 2160 hours. So now first identify this mu and standard deviation sigma. So this is normally distributed variable. So I want to first take it as standard normal by taking the relation z is equal to x minus mu by sigma. So solution, let x be the life of a bulb in hours. Given that mu is 2040 and sigma is 60 hours, so SNV, standard normal variable, we know that z is equal to x minus mu by sigma. So that means if z is the standard normal variate, then z is equal to x minus mu is 2040 by sigma, that is 60. So we have z relates with x by this relation, z is equal to x minus 2040 by 60. Now we can go for solving each probabilities, which is in terms of x, the values are given in terms of x, we have to convert to z by using this relation. So when x is greater than 2150, that means we need probability that a bulb burn for more than 2150 hours, p of x greater than 2150. So now we convert into z. The relation is z is equal to x minus 2040 by 60. When x equal to 2150, z becomes 2150 minus 2040 by 60. Calculate that, that is 1.83. So that means probability of x greater than 2150 is equal to probability of z greater than 1.83. So we identify that region area under the standard normal curve from 1.83 to infinity, greater than 1.83. So now this area, if at all I want to use standard normal table, how we can get? So that is total area to the right tail, that is 0.5, minus this area unshaded from 0 to 1.83. So that gives the required area. So we can get A of 1.83 by using your standard normal table, which comes to be 0.4664. So simplify, we get 0.0336. But here I want total number of bulbs out of 2000. So therefore we can multiply, so which gives 67.2. That means since it is a number of bulbs, so integer, so it is rounded to the nearest integer value 67. So therefore I can say out of 2000 bulbs, 67 bulbs are likely to burn for more than 2150 hours. The next is a probability that a bulb burn for less than 1940 hours, x less than 1940. Corresponding z value is minus 1.67. Just substitute in the relation z is equal to x minus 2040 by 60 when x equal to 1940. Z is minus 1.67. So that means x less than 1940 means probability of z less than minus 1.67. So draw that. So we'll have this region. So less than minus 1.67. So just that minus 1.67 shifted here. So this is the origin. This is minus 1.67. This area I can find again total area towards left is 0.5 minus A of 1. Actually A of minus 1.67, that is area from minus 1.67 to 0 is A of minus 1.67 by symmetry, that is same as A of 1.67. Using standard normal table I can get the value which is 0.4525. So simplify, we'll get 0.0475. Now if I want to use a calculator, so this can be obtained just by using R of, because R gives the value from 1.83 to infinity, any value to infinity. So this R of 1.83, I will get directly this answer 0.0336, and this is nothing but from minus infinity to any point. So it is P, the letter P. So P of minus 1.67. If I take P of minus 1.67, so definitely I am going to get 0.0475. Both the options one can use either using standard normal table or by using calculator. Now I want total number of bulbs. So by multiplying 2000, I'll get that 95. Therefore, out of 2000 bulbs, 95 bulbs are likely to burn for less than 1940 hours. So one more question. that is probability that a bulb burn for more than 1920 hours and but less than 2160 hours in a range it is given. The probability required is now 1920 to 2160. So corresponding to x equal to 1920 and x equal to 2160, get the z value, which simplifies to minus 2 to 2. So that means the area under the standard normal curve from minus 2 to 2, this area I want, which I can get by using standard normal table, that is a of 2 means 0 to 2 and minus 2 to 0 is a of minus 2, but by symmetry a of minus 2 is a of 2, so I have 2 times a of 2. So we can get that a of 2 is 0.772, by multiplying 2 we get 0.9544. If at all I use a calci, so we know that 0 to 2 is nothing but q of 2 and minus 2 to 0, that is q of minus 2, or but q of minus 2 is also q of 2. If you want you can write it as 2 times q of 2, which gives the same answer. Now I want the number of bulb out of 2000, so multiply by 2000, we'll get 1908.8, means integer value is 1909. So total 1909 bulbs are likely to burn between 1920 hours to 2160 hours. Problem number 2. An analog signal received at a detector measured in microvolts may be modeled as a Gaussian random variable with n of 200, 256 at a fixed point in time. What is the probability that the signal will exceed 240 microvolts? What is the probability that the signal is less than 240 microvolts given that it is larger than 210 microvolts? Gaussian random variable is nothing but normal random variable, and n of 200, 256, that means the normal variable with the having mu 200 and sigma square 256. The variance is 256. Now let x be the signal voltage given that mu is 200 and sigma is 16, because sigma square we have variance 256, means the standard deviation is 16. If z is the standard normal variate, then z is nothing but x minus mu by sigma, that is x minus 200 by 16. Now the problem first is we need to find the probability that the signal will exceed 240 microvolts. So that means probability of x greater than 240. Convert this to z. When x equal to 240, your z becomes 240 minus 200 by 16, simplifies to 2.5. So I want probability of z greater than 2.5. So that means the area under the standard normal curve from 2.5 to infinity, greater than 2.5. So this is the area required. How we can find? If I want to use calci, then the operator R gives the answer. R of 2.5 is 0.0062. The second question here is probability that the signal is between 210 microvolts and 240 microvolts. That means the probability ranging from 210 to 240. Now convert this to z, standard normal variable. When x is 210, z is 0.63. When x is 240, z is 2.5. So I need now probability from 0.63 less than z less than 2.5. So that means the area under the curve from 0.63 to 2.5. So you can take now the area from 0 to 2.5 minus area between 0 to 0.63, which is the resultant, that is area between 0.63 to 2.5. So area from 0 to 2.5 using calci, that is q. So calculator we can use the operator q, q of 2.5 minus q of 0.63, which simplifies to, that it gives 0.4938 minus 0.2357 is nothing but 0.2581. Next, problem number 3. The marks of 1000 students in an examination follow a normal distribution with mean 70 and standard deviation 5. Find the number of students whose marks will be 1 less than 65, 2 more than 75, 3 between 65 and 75. Given that A of 1 equal to 0.3413. In this problem, the required data is already given. So let us take the problem where x is a marks of a student with mean 70 and standard deviation sigma 5. Now I want to change it to standard normal variate with the relation z equal to x minus mu by sigma means z equal to x minus 70 by 5. Now the first problem here is probability less than 65 marks. So the probability that a student with less than 65 marks means p of x less than 65. Corresponding z value, substitute x equal to 65, that gives z is minus 1. So probability of x less than 65 means probability of z less than minus 1. Identify the area under the standard normal curve. So that is from minus infinity to minus 1. That means z less than minus 1. So this area I can find by knowing the total area to the left is 0.5 minus the area from minus 1 to 0, which is nothing but a of minus 1, by symmetry, that is 0 to 1, the area from 0 to 1, that is a of 1. So by standard normal table, a of 1 is 0.3413. So together the result gives 0.1687. Now by using calci, if I want to find, that is p of minus 1, that represents area from minus infinity to minus 1. Now I want the total number of students out of 1000. So multiply by 1000. So totally it is 168.7 means 169 students who scored less than 65 marks. Second problem here, probability that a student with marks more than 75, that means p of x greater than 75. So z is now x minus 70 by 5. When x equal to 75, that gives z equal to 1. So that means probability of x greater than 75 is probability of z greater than 1. So the area we require is z greater than 1. So 1 to infinity. So this I can find total area is nothing but on right hand side is nothing but 0.5 minus a of 1, that is from 0 to 1. So that gives the required area. So a of 1 is 0.3413 from the standard normal table. So or it is already given in the problem itself. A of 1, the data is given in the problem, so we can use that directly. So 0.5 minus 0.3413, which is 0.1687, or if at all we are using calci, so this is nothing but r of 1 to infinity. So total number of students multiply by 1000, that gives 169. One more question I want, probability that a student with marks between 65 and 75. So that means p of 65 to 75 converted to z. So z value is when x equal to 65, z is minus 1. When x equal to 75, z is 1. So that means probability of minus 1 less than z less than 1. So this is the area which I want, which I can say it is a of minus 1, but which is symmetrical to a of 1. So a of 1 plus a of 1, 2 times a of 1. Or by using calci we can say it is 2 times q of 1, but a of 1 is already given in the problem, 0.3413. So we can directly substitute over here, that gives 0.6826 multiplied by 1000, that is 683. So therefore I can say 683 students are with marks between 65 and 75. Problem number 4. In a normal distribution, 31% of the items are under 45 and 8% are over 64. Find the mean and standard deviation. Given that a of 0.5 is 0.19 and a of 1.4 is 0.42. So here we need to find mean and standard deviation, where the probabilities are given, that is one is under 45, 31%, that means probability of x less than 45 is 0.31. So another one is probability of x greater than 64, that is 0.08, and the required data is already given over here. So we can find mean and standard deviation. The first thing, given that the probability is the x less than 45 is 0.31 and probability of x greater than 64 0.08. So probability of x less than 45, we have to convert it to standard normal value. So here SNV, standard normal variable, is z is equal to x minus mu by sigma. When x equal to 45, z becomes now 45 minus mu by sigma. When x equal to 64, z is 64 minus mu by sigma. So that means probability of z less than 45 minus mu by sigma is 0.31, corresponding to this. So this in terms of z becomes now probability of z greater than 64 minus mu by sigma, that is 0.08. So let me identify this probabilities under the standard normal curve that gives that represent the areas. So the first one, area under the standard normal PDF. So less than 45 minus mu by sigma. So let me take it on left hand side, on left tail. So that is, this area is nothing but probability of z less than 45 minus mu by sigma, which already known to us. Now another is z greater than. So I take it on the positive side. So this is a required area we want. So how we obtain these areas? So already we know that answer, but how we can obtain that? So we know that this area can be obtained by subtracting total area to left side, that is 0.5, minus area from 0 to, that is sorry, area from 45 minus mu by sigma to 0, correct? So like a of suppose here it is minus z1, so a of minus z1, but by symmetry a of minus z1 is same as a of z1, so we can just change the sign. So that means it is 0.5 minus area of minus of 45 minus mu by sigma is nothing but mu minus 45 by sigma. That area is already known, that is 0.31, and this area if I want, that is total area to right is 0.5 minus this area, that is 0 to 64 minus mu by sigma, that is a of 64 minus mu by sigma, which is already given, that is 0.08. Now you simplify this, so you can rearrange, that gives a of mu minus 45 by sigma is 0.5 minus 0.31, that is 0.19, and a of 64 minus mu by sigma is nothing but 0.5 minus 0.08, that is 0.42. Now this 0.19, if I want, I can get it from the standard normal table. So this answer related to which area, but it is already given, so that is 0.19 is area under the curve from 0 to 0.5, means a of 0.5. So I can substitute this as a of 0.5. Similarly 0.42 is nothing but a of 1.4. I substitute, so on both sides a gets cancelled, so we'll have mu minus 45 by sigma equal to 0.5, and 64 minus mu by sigma is 1.4. So we have two equations for two unknown. Rearrange. So by giving this two equation to calci, we'll get the answer. So if I rearrange that, we'll get that mu minus 0.5 sigma equal to 45, and mu plus 1.4 sigma is equal to 64. By solving these two equations, we get mu, that is a mean of the normal distribution is 50, and the standard deviation sigma is nothing but 10. Next, problem number 4. Steel rods are manufactured to be 3 centimeters in diameter, but they are acceptable if they are between 2.99 centimeters and 3.01 centimeters. It is observed that 5% are rejected as oversized. If the diameters are normally distributed, find the standard deviation of the distribution. Given A of 1.645 equal to 0.45. So here the mean is given 3 centimeter, and the manufactured goods or steel rods here acceptable between these range, and if it is exceed 3.01 oversized, they are rejected, and the probability is 0.05. Now we need to find standard deviation sigma. So let x be the diameter of the rod. Clearly the mu is 3, and z here x minus mu by sigma becomes x minus 3 by sigma. The probability of x greater than 3.01 is 0.05, since 5% are rejected as oversized by the given data. So now I convert corresponding to x equal to 3.01, the z value will be 3.01 minus 3, that is 0.01 by sigma. So that means probability of z greater than 0.01 by sigma is 0.05. So the probability is nothing but now area under the curve, so which is nothing but this region, because it is greater than some number. The number is here 0.01 by sigma. So to find this area, we know that it is total area is 0.5 minus the area up to this point, that is 0 to 0.01 by sigma, means a of 0.01 by sigma. So this probability is nothing but 0.5 minus a of 0.01 by sigma, which is 0.05. While rearranging, we'll get a of 0.01 by sigma. 0.5 minus 0.05 is 0.45, and this 0.45, the area is nothing but area of 1.645. It's already given. So this probability 0.45 is given by the data A of 1.645, which I can now write, and gives 0.01 by sigma is equal to 1.645. So that means sigma is 0.01 by 1.645, which is 0.00608. So this is the standard deviation of the given distribution. So that covers module 3 of 18 Mat 41. Thank you.